of San Francisco. I grew up in the streets of San Francisco. I slept under bridges. I slept on BART trains. This is real to me. This is real personal to me. When I met with Banko and he told me that he was struggling with housing, he did everything that he could. He showed up at lines at 7 o'clock to be turned away. He was turned away and he was asked to sleep on the streets here, just like I was over 20 years ago. It's the same thing. Every day at the center, we struggle with housing. Yep. Housing is our number one thing. We have our basic human rights that are not being met. They are kidnapping us and they are locking us up inside of jails and institutions and saying we're the problem. They are placing profits over people. They spend $800,000 each year to incarcerate somebody. $800,000 to incarcerate somebody. Can you imagine if those dollars were given to Banko's family or even just to him, What would that do for somebody's life? If we reallocated those dollars, but instead they're funneling money into systems to capture us, into this institution that ends up putting us on involuntary servitude. The 13th Amendment, if you ever think that slavery was abolished, it is not. Slavery has not been abolished. Young Women's Freedom Center is fighting to amend the Constitution right now. Because we know what that is. Because if they can make a pipeline for us to be inside of here, then they could put people on slave labor, just like they captured people and brought them here against their will, and there was a genocide for the original caretakers of this land. So we know that it's deep. It's deeper than that. So I just want to say that Banko was a loving person. He walked into the center. Anytime Banko walked in, he was surrounded by small children and a gang of people around him. And even when he was turned away from doors, he still brought people to get resources. That's how he was. Even if he wasn't gonna have somewhere, he was the type of person to give you the shirt off his own back. That's the type of person that Banko was. That's how we knew him. And so I just want to honor him today, and I want to make sure that the nation hears us. That this is just like if we throw a pebble in the pond and it creates a ripple, that people all the way to New York, all the way to Los Angeles, wherever it is, that this spreads throughout the nation and globally. That way you can't take a black life here. Nope. You can't take a black trans life here, and now you have to answer to us. You answer to all of us now.
Say that, Willie.
Okay, so thank you so much for allowing me to be a trusted person, to be able to do this. I come from this community. It's personal to me. This is very personal. What's the next person? Banko Brown!
Banko Brown!
Banko Brown!
Banko Brown!
Banko Brown!
Banko Brown!